Very exhausting sometimes too. But welcome, happy Sunday. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to wait a few minutes just to make sure that people are coming into the right session. So please just, give a couple of minutes, drink some orange juice or coffee or whatever to chill out for a bit. We'll get started shortly, like I said. All right, and if you want to use the chat feature, if you want to tell me if you're coming from a certain high school or if you're coming from a transfer institution, go ahead and use that chat feature. And then if you could also go ahead and put what major you're interested in, that would be great. Just so I can get an idea of who you all are, what school you're coming from, what's your major of interest, and things like that. And that way I can make sure I mention something in the presentation that can correspond to you. Awesome. Nice to meet you, Alejandra from Doral Academy. Tara, Matter Academy. Got a mixed bag of majors and schools already. Great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Shelby Stone. I am the admissions coordinator for the Honors College at FIU. Also in this chat, we have Brianna Rodriguez, who is the FIU admissions rep for general admissions. We also do have Elizabeth Samper as well as Jocelyn, who are kind of helping us out on the IT backend side. Thank you all so much for joining. Once again, apologize for the link mishap. It happens sometimes, like I said, technology. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started because I'm sure many of you have brunch plans or something. I don't know what's going on. And with that said, welcome. So the Honors College. And I mentioned you guys that my title was, I actually graduated from the Honors College in May of 2018. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. I did go ahead and go to John A. Ferguson Senior High School. So any Falcons in the house, what's up? And then from Ferguson, I did go ahead and went to Miami-Dade. From Miami-Dade, I went to FIU and FIU's Honors College. So keep in mind throughout this presentation, we'll be discussing about the Honors College and a little bit about FIU. I would strongly suggest trying to hold your questions to the end because it is a pretty thorough presentation and probably will answer your question. And if you do have a question, please use the Q&A feature, okay? The chat feature, if you think my jokes are funny, you can do that. Just use haha or whatever the case is. That'd be nice. So I know like you guys, get some feedback on my jokes. And then, like I said, the Q&A features for any questions that you may have about FIU or the Honors College, or whatever the case is. So with that said, I do have a PowerPoint presentation for you all, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the Honors College. The Honors College, I'd like to say, is the best of both worlds. Not only are you a student in your major at the Honors College, you're also a student within FIU, right? So the way I like to say it is you get the best of both worlds. It's only one class per semester, particularly sometimes for a year long, and the rest of your courses are your major courses. And the reason why we do this is because we don't want to take you from the resources and the big university feel that FIU has to offer. Okay, so you kind of get this mixed hybrid of a small college feel, big university resources at the FIU Honors College. We also have a motto of making sure that we maximize your potential and help you find your passions. And that's kind of how we build, our curriculum and what we have for you all. Keep in mind, every honors college is different. The honors college at FIU is not like most honors colleges. And not to mention, a lot of people think like when they hear the term honors, it means harder. That's not necessarily the case. The honors college at FIU is here to inspire you and help you become successful in whatever your endeavors are. So with that said, this PowerPoint presentation will be divided into 3 sections: academic excellence, the honors community, and benefits and opportunities. I like to say you're experiencing the difference when you come to the Honors College or enhancing your undergraduate education. Now, the Honors College courses are called interdisciplinary honors seminars. The reason why we call them seminars is because they engage in back and forth conversation, okay? It's not like you're sitting in a classroom staring at the professor, not really giving your input. We really try to make sure that you go ahead and you speak your mind and you voice your opinions, because you will be going ahead and doing discussions in the workforce. I don't care what your job is going to be. You're going to be doing something where you're going to have to talk and speak your mind, and we want to help you do that. Our courses help you develop critical and creative thinking. Our courses do also cover any major or interest. I like to say major or interest because life is not just about a major. Our classes are smaller, which is great for every single one of you should be wanting to go to grad school. So if you ever need a recommendation letter, the Honors College will go ahead from your professor. You probably get a great one because you've probably known that professor longer versus your major professor. And then we have classes that focus on group projects, because who doesn't love a great group project? Presentations, current issues, and literature, and things like that. So once again, they're called seminars because of that whole back and forth conversation thing. Now, for those of you who are freshmen and do not have an AA or 60 credits, this is kind of what your first year is going to look like. So you're going to start off with IDH 1001 and 1002, Ideas of Origins, Origins of Ideas. They're kind of like epistemology courses. How do we know what we know, and why do we know what we know? And then you have IDH 1931, which is basically SLS. It's your introduction to kind of UCC FYE, your freshman experience class, but it's just an honors version. That one is only 1 credit. What's really cool about this class, it is team taught, so you will get a mix of professors to get exposure into different fields and giving you that real interdisciplinary model that we have to offer. So for example, you may get into an IDH 1931 class with one of your professors being a theater expert and the other one being a physicist. We also help you within this course to teach you research, public speaking, and presentation skills as well. Once again, just an introductory to college. For those of you that are engineering majors, we do have a year 2 option. So in your sophomore year, you can take IDH 2003 and 2004, which is the inhabiting other lives requirement that can go ahead and go towards your social sciences, global learning, or electives. Keep in mind, once again, this is kind of like the freshman year. And then honors courses don't cost extra. They cost the same amount as any other class at FIU. And it does satisfy, like I said, your core curriculum requirements. So it's not like anything extra. You're not taking like an honors calculus or whatever the case is. It's these classes that can go towards your degree requirements, or core curriculum requirements, I should say. The next option would be upper division. So if you are not an engineering major and in the other majors, you would go ahead and start in upper division your sophomore year. And your 3 options are IDH 3034 and 3035. So you take the first half in the fall, which is 3 credits, the second half in spring, and these courses satisfy your global learning discipline specific courses. We also can help you satisfy upper division electives outside of your major. We also have a study abroad option, which can go satisfy your upper division electives outside of your major. And we also have ARCH research. So IDH 4905, which can be taken for 0 to 6 credits. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. So once again, these are the options. You don't have to do them all. It's a combination. And we'll also discuss that as well, how that works. So the honors seminars, these are kind of like my favorite. These are traditional honors courses, and you can pick whichever topic or class that you would like. On the right-hand side is a screenshot from our website. As you can see, like I said, the Honors College is divided based off of interest and or major. I was a psychology major. I love psychology. It's the best. But after a while, taking those psychology courses can get pretty boring. So the Honors College allowed me to go ahead and dive into other courses and topics that I potentially may have an interest in. And this is great for opportunity for students who don't really know what they necessarily want to be in, or whatever the case is, so they can go ahead and dive into any of these topics. So for example, if you are a pre-med major and you want to stay in health and human behavior, you're more than welcome to, or pre-med track, not a major, because pre-med's not a major. Or if you're in pre-med and you really want to go ahead and be in history, culture, and the arts and do classes in that, you're more than welcome to as well. I do also have these, oops, sorry about that, guys. On the left-hand side are sample courses that we have to offer. So we do have a class called Miami in Miami. It's basically a study abroad in Miami. So you think you know Miami, but you don't. I've lived here my entire life, and that class goes to different venues within Miami. And they go and see these spots, and then they look at the history and culture and the arts of what Miami has to offer. I think it's an amazing class, especially for students who've never really, well, A, if you don't live in Miami, it's highly recommended. And B, at the same time too, I feel like sometimes when you live here, we don't really explore where we live as tourists, right? Or as people, and we don't really know what we have to offer. We also have a class called Every Day We Hustlin', which looks at South Florida entrepreneurs and how they're successful in the South Florida business endeavors. We do have a class called Feast that's about food, which, you know, who wouldn't want to take a class about food? And the list goes on and on. We have a class called Myth and Ritual and Film where we watch movies all semester long. And it's pretty cool. For example, we watch Batman, E.T. We also watch all the Indiana Jones movies. And for example, the way the class works is to help you inspire you to look outside the box. So for example, E.T. is actually symbolism for Jesus, apparently. So a lot of films do draw from biblical references. The mother's name in E.T. is Mary, so like the Virgin Mary. You know, E.T. descends from a white beacon of light, which kind of represents all holiness and things like that. When E.T. drinks the beer and Elliot, the other kid, gets drunk, it's because they're kind of like connected by like the Holy Spirit in a sense. And I just also gave you the answers to like 3 of the questions on the test. So if you take the class, you're welcome. I got you. But that's just kind of how it is. So it's not necessarily, you know, like I said, like you're taking honors calculus or honors language arts or whatever the case is. You're taking these courses that are kind of interdisciplinary, they all connect with one each other. So even if you're taking history, culture, and the arts, there will be some sort of medicine aspect to it or health aspect. These classes, like I said, have the option to be taken for a year long, which is great when you want recommendation letters. It's usually, we do only have fall admission, but once you start, you can go ahead and take classes in summer A and or summer B. And we do have a lot more courses, so I highly recommend going to our website, honors.fiu.edu, clicking on current students and then prospective students, and then going from there. And before I forget, if you are a transfer student, you would totally just jump up in our upper division. You would not be taking lower division courses, okay? So another option for upper division would be study abroad. We have London, UK, Japan, China, Italy, France, Costa Rica, Spain, and Cambodia, Vietnam as one of our following options. The way it works is in the spring semester, you'll be taking a course about the class, history, culture, and the origins. And in the summer semester, you're actually in that country for about a month. What's great about this program is it really is not your typical study abroad. There are study abroads at FIU that are outside or within your major. These are honors only study abroad opportunities. I went on Cambodia, Vietnam. I had an amazing experience. I did graduate with a 4.0 GPA with my bachelor's. Yay me. You guys, I wish you guys could use the clap emoji because, you know, people are usually pretty impressed by that. But that's not my point. My point is GPA is totally not everything. It's not a deal breaker. What really is important in undergrad is that you explore and you go ahead and you become involved, right? So clubs, internships, study abroads, these are the kinds of things that grad school's looking for. Many of you, I'm sure, want to be doctors and lawyers. These are the kinds of things you need to be taking advantage of, and research. You know, because anybody can really go to school and get a perfect GPA almost, right? But it's really what you're doing with that degree and that experience. And the other thing too I want to mention is don't get obsessed with your major. Also do things that you're passionate about, because if you want to do medical school, grad school, whatever the case is, you know, everybody wants to be a doctor to help people and does everything that's pre-med, but be that, you know, student that stands out and does a China study abroad because it looks at business and you do have an interest in entrepreneur and business. Those are the kinds of things that they're looking for to help you stand out. And they understand that we're not just all one, you know, one mass individual. We have multiple masses and we have multiple interests. So the way it also works is, by the way, is each study abroad does kind of have like a component to it. I kind of alluded to that. China does have more of a business component to it. Italy, France, Spain, London, UK, and Japan, I'd say more of a history, culture, and the arts. Cambodia, Vietnam does have a service learning project component to it, and you will be teaching English for about 2 hours a day in Cambodia, and Costa Rica has more of a nature, earth, and environment component to it. These study abroads, are, like I said, are amazing. It's like an educational vacation because, for example, when I went to Cambodia, you learned about Angkor Wat, the food, the culture, the people, different venues. And then in the summer, I was actually there in that country seeing places that I read about within my textbook. You do have free time, you can explore certain things and whatever. Like it's just phenomenal. You know, even Cambodia, Vietnam, there was a cruise involved. We went on a cruise in Halong Bay. And if you guys go to our website, honors.fiu.edu, and you click on the study abroad tab, you can find out more. I believe Italy, you hike a mountain. I want to say in Spain, you do go ahead and see a bullfight. There's a lot of stuff going on and really immersing yourself in what that country has to offer. Another opportunity that you can do for upper division is ARCH, Advanced Research, Creativity, and Honors. This is super important. Research is everywhere, as the coordinator for Arch would say, and research is something that's very pivotal or needed to going into grad school. So if you go to our website, honors.fiu.edu, you click on the research tab. You have several options. You can do a baby research project. You can do like a thesis project. It's up to you. And you can even work with faculty from FIU, which is great for mentorship programs. And then once you go ahead and have a research project, you will be presenting at the FIU Undergraduate Research Convention at FIU. We had grad schools there. So we did have like Stanford one year. We did have FIU grad school. Notre Dame was there recently. Currently, the past research convention was fully virtual, and we did have the same capabilities. So people were presenting, people still got to meet with different grad schools. And it's great because you want to present research because that's great for your resume, great for experience for when you apply to grad school and things like that. If you are an engineering major, you do have to have a thesis or research project. What's great about being an honors and if you're engineering major is you can double dip. So you can use that same research project for Arch, right? So you can kind of double dip the credits there. Or if you want to do two researches, more power to you. Two researches, is that a thing? Is that even a thing? I don't know, probably. So yeah, the list goes on. And then, like I said, you can filter out like by what kind of person or interest you want for your research. Or like I said, if you have a professor in mind that you want to do research with, you're more than welcome to. So just to kind of clarify, because I know it's a little bit confusing, as far as upper division goes, you can have any combination of what you want. So if you want to do 2 study abroads, if you want to do a honors seminar class and research, if you want to do 2 seminars, it's up to you. The choice is yours. We understand that not everyone has an interest in research. We understand that not everyone can particularly go on and study abroad because you may work or whatever the case is. So with that said, you can kind of make the combination to what you want. So for upper division, it would be a total of 12 credits. So starting in whatever order it is, like I said, either class or study abroad. I did forget to mention that Costa Rica, actually that class, the study abroad, is in the fall. And then you also, on the winter mini term, you would actually be in Costa Rica. And what's great too, with everything with COVID going on, the Honors College has been pretty rapidly changing. We are trying to implement domestic study abroad opportunities, which is great if they are here to stay, because then they're going to be more cost effective and they're still amazing. So for example, I know they're trying to go ahead and create a study abroad that looks at music within the South states within the United States. So they'll be going to Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, potentially, and looking at the music culture within those states and what makes soul music and things like that. The Honors College at Parkview. So the Honors College does have their own residential life. It's known as Parkview. Parkview is the largest and nicest residential halls on campus. It does have a private bedroom, which you can see here on the bottom left-hand side. And it does have a bathroom on each end, as well as a kitchen. Like I said, private bedroom. It's also the closest to the gym. That doesn't mean you're going to work out, but it is right there. It also is the closest to the stadium, so you can go ahead and watch FIU football games. What's great about the Parkview residential halls is there is a study hall on each floor, so you do not have to walk to the library. You can just kind of like walk down the hall. It also has a lounge, this is called the Sky Lounge. They do throw parties there all the time, Super Bowl parties and things like that. They'll have trivia stuff. There is a nature preserve right next door to it. It has recyclable tires. We also do activities and events within Parkview throughout the entire year. Keep in mind that living on campus is not mandatory. You don't have to live at FIU when you're in the Honors College or attend FIU. We are a large commuter campus. It's just an additional benefit within the Honors College that you do have the option to live in Parkview. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty amazing. I will give you guys a virtual flyer for the Honors College, and there is a video tour that you can see of Parkview, which you're more than welcome to do that on your free time. And it's also on our website. So some honors special events. The Honors College does host special events throughout the entire year. We do have dinner with future leaders, so we'll get leaders from different events. So for example, we had a vaccine lawyer come and have dinner with our students. With COVID in place, we have been doing a lot of virtual events. So for example, we'll do like an event on how to change a tire, because that's something you don't learn in college. That's super useful to know. We also had like a Q&A with a College of Medicine, a College of Law. Last year, we did go ahead and had all the law schools within Florida come meet with our students who are interested in pursuing a JD degree. We also had other events have we had? An essential oils making event. So we taught our students how to make certain essential oils. And these events throughout the year, like I said, we have been moving a lot of events virtually. But like, for example, we had a virtual talent show. They did virtual speed dating. I thought that was pretty cool. So we did have like a speed dating event, and we have early like movie premieres and things like that as well. So we try to give you events to stay connected and to also to get to know the honors community. And it's also a great networking event. We do have a lot of, different individuals within the community come and talk to our students. And that's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and introduce yourself. And you never know, maybe get an internship or something. And that's also why we do that. We also have athletic events. So we will go ahead and give you tickets to certain events like football games, basketball games. So that way you can go ahead and, watch the Panthers take on those W's, all those wins. We also have a podcast. It is called More Than a Major. You can see on the left-hand side. If you guys like podcasts, most people do, please go ahead and listen. We do interview people within the community, students and things like that. And it's great because you guys can go ahead and get kind of a sense of what we have to offer, which I think is super important because, we may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think we do have a lot to offer every kind of student. I think that's the important part. So like I said, it's on Spotify, Apple Podcast or whatever the app's called and things like that. And we have quite a few episodes already, like different things on different topics. We also have something called HEARTS, which is Honors Education in the Arts. I want to mention that the Honors College is open to all majors. So what's great about the HEARTS program is, if you're in a STEM field, like for example, biology or something like that, and you love the arts, you love music, dancing, things like that, painting, drawing, the HEARTS program is a opportunity or a avenue within the Honors College that allows you to stay connected to that. And we think that's super important because creativity and having that is, stress relief, and not to mention just amazing, right? Because, what's life without art? Be really boring. So the HEARTS events, we give tickets to South Beach Food and Wine Festival, tickets to Art Basel, early movie premieres, orchestra concerts, plays, things like that, to get you really immersed in the arts culture within Miami. So even if you are a theater major or a history major or anything like that, a history major, history is not art, Shelby, what's wrong with you? Or any art major, that's fine. You're more than welcome to still be involved in the HEARTS program. We send emails about different events that we're hosting and that we can provide tickets for. We also do have HEARTS clubs. So the HEARTS clubs, they do have like an a cappella singing group. So for anybody that can sing, I can't sing, maybe in the shower, but that's about it. And we also have like a photography club. We have a writing club, things like that. And once again, those are opportunities that you guys can go ahead and immerse yourself into the art culture and art that the Honors College has to offer. We also have other clubs and organizations. So we do have, like, for example, a pre-law association. We have Stitch, which is a pre-med club. We have American Sign Language Club. We have a Green Campus Initiative Club, and the list goes on and on. You're more than welcome to join any of these clubs when you're an honors student, because these are honors only endeavors, or you can make your own club if you would like. Once again, those kinds of things are super important. I keep repeating myself because I want to make sure you guys know that those are things that you should be doing. We also have our own career services. So 90% of companies list experience as the most important element in hiring a recent graduate. I want to make that super important because what does that mean? That means, while I don't know if you guys have been looking at jobs lately, it usually says like you need to have a 4-year degree and like 2 or 3 years of experience. And how are you supposed to get that? Through internships. So the Honors College is partnered up with a lot of employers, and we do have great relationships. For example, we've gotten our students internships with iHeartRadio, internships with Google, with Dell, Amazon, Facebook. So we do have a pretty great partnership with a lot of places, and even local things like City of Doral, City of Miami Beach, entrepreneurs that are looking for students to help run their business and do startup companies as well. So that's something that we have to offer in the Career Services Department. Does help with building resumes, writing cover letters, improving interview skills, especially in this virtual world. There's been a lot of interviews that are being done through Zoom and Microsoft Teams and stuff like that. So it's kind of difficult sometimes to really stand out in an interview, especially when it's digital. So we go ahead and we try to, we can help you with that as well, and understanding how to dress for an interview. Keep in mind, interviews can also be for grad school, and we can help you with that as well. So that is a service and also a benefit that the Honors College has to offer its students. Some additional perks that we have is priority registration. We also have personalized advising. So not only will you get an advisor in your major, you also will get an advisor in the Honors College. We do have early assurance programs into the College of Law as well as College of Medicine, which is great. we already talked about organization and clubs. We do have extended library privileges, so you will be able to have your own study room in the library, as well as have books checked out for a little more extended period. I want to say it's an additional month. We also have the Student Technology and Study Center, also known as the Edge Lab, which you can see pictures here. So the Edge Lab is a makerspace. It does have soldering machines, 3D printers, green screens if you want to make movies. They have a Cricut, they have a button making machine. They have tons of different things for you to go ahead and utilize. We also do host events, like how to use these certain things. And then if you are dorming at Parkview, there is a small Edge Lab within Parkview facilities itself that's only available for Parkview students. So that's pretty amazing as well. We also give you, send emails about exclusive internships that are live and open for students to go ahead and apply to. And then we also advise you about research and conference opportunities as regard to the research experience as well. So from the Honors College, once you have completed it and have graduated, you will go ahead and get an honors certificate, tassel, and medallion, as you can see here. There is a private graduation assembly. With COVID going on, there hasn't been a graduation assembly, university commencement, but hopefully by the time you guys come to the FIU, you know, there'll be things in place or it'll be safe to do so. But normally there was a private graduation assembly for the Honors College, and then at the giant university commencement ceremony, you will be getting VIP seating and sit front row. What's also great about the Honors College graduation assembly is it is before the giant university commencement, and you will be able to invite a lot more people. So mom, dad, abuelo, abuela, you know, whoever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever else to this event. And then on your notation, you'll be noted on your transcripts that you did graduate through the Honors College. So when you apply to jobs or any grad school, they will see that there, okay? Now you guys are like, wow, Shelby, that's amazing. I want to join the Honors College. How do I apply? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So as you can see here on the right-hand side, we have several options. The Honors College application does open October 1st, which means it's already open. I got to change this date. We do have a prior deadline of January 15th, which I'll just discuss what that is. And we do have a final deadline of May 1st. So the minimum requirement to apply is a 3.5 weighted GPA, 1140 SAT, or a 23 ACT. You will submit 500-word essay, a 300-word personal statement, and a resume. We also have automatic admission, which is a 4.0 weighted for freshmen, a 1270 SAT, or a 27 ACT, no essays or resume required. I understand that testing for freshmen has been quite difficult, but because FIU is a state university and by the Florida Board of Directors, we still have to have you know, that part of the applying process. Keep in mind the deadline is May 1st, so you guys do have plenty of time. And the other thing I want to mention is that you have one of these options, right? So FIU doesn't require an essay or resume to go ahead and apply to them. The Honors College does, and you will need to apply to FIU before you apply to Honors. However, you do not need to wait for your FIU acceptance, okay? The other option that we have is transfer students. You need to have a minimum of a 3.3 GPA. You'll do the 500-word essay, 300-word personal statement, and a resume. I'll talk about scholarships in a little bit. So this is another option. Keep in mind, if you apply as a transfer, you will need to send your partial transcripts to FIU. That's how you gain access to the application. I understand that, you know, if it's a partial, it's not your full, but you need that GPA to unlock the application. And then we do have a current FIU student option. So for example, let's say hypothetically speaking, you don't get in, you don't meet the requirement right now. After your first semester at FIU, once your GPA posts, you can always apply for the following cycle, which is a 3.3 GPA, essays, resume, and personal statement of why you want to join the Honors College. Now, I forgot to mention this on the last side, but the Honors College does offer their own scholarships. Keep in mind, you can stack these scholarships. So if you get your, let's say you have the Ambassador Scholarship that FIU has to offer, then you get a scholarship from the Honors College and you have Florida Bright Futures. You can stack those awards, potentially even pocket some money, use it for a study abroad, whatever the case is. The Honors College also has transfer scholarships. If you go to our website, honors.fiu.edu/apply, you'll see the scholarship links and the different transfer scholarships that we can offer transfer students. Also too, FIU has a transfer scholarship. It's called the Transfer Academic Achievement Scholarship, and you can stack our scholarships. We do have a full in-state tuition scholarship for Miami-Dade graduates, Broward graduates, and then we have something called the Presidential, and then we have partial transfer scholarships available. I will also give you guys, like I said, the virtual flyer, or if you have any questions, I can show you on the website where you can find all this information as well. So how does it look like when you apply? You're going to log into myfiu.edu, and look, there's a link, honors.fiu.edu/apply, which has the information. But you're going to log into myfiu.edu, and once again, after you've applied to FIU, you will be able to do that, which is why it's important you have to apply to FIU first, but you do not need to wait for your FIU acceptance. You're going to click on admissions, and then on the left-hand side, it's going to say apply to honors. Remember, you have to have your transcripts and test scores or whatever it is needed in order to apply. So if you don't have those in or they're not uploaded yet, that will not be there. And once you apply, that link will disappear, and it will take about 4 to 6 weeks to receive your decision. Unless you're an automatic admitted student, it's going to say, congratulations, you've been automatically admitted. You'll receive your letter in 4 to 6 weeks, the official one. So everything's pretty much 4 to 6 weeks. And keep in mind, I can't stress this enough, if you're an automatic admitted student, you still have to submit an application. So a couple things, this is the website. We do have 2 Instagrams, FIU Honors and FIU Honors Join. FIU Honors Join is the recruitment Instagram. It's the Instagram that I run. You guys are more than welcome to follow me, DM me with any questions. My email is hcadmissions@fiu.edu. And you guys can email me there as well. Calling, not so much, not in the office, so I wouldn't call just yet, but social media is a great way to connect. I do want to leave you with this. The Honors College, I would like to say, is like a stream of opportunity. It has a lot to offer, as you can see. And you can pick up as many of those resources as you want that best benefits you, right? So you can do a study abroad, a research, you can do priority registration, you can do this, you can do that, and take fully advantage of what it has to offer. Or you can just take the minimalistic route, not take very much from it, and that's fine. The choice is yours. We're here to go ahead and help you on this journey. We have advisors. The honors advisors are kind of like your Yodas to your Jedi journeys to help you discovering what you need and what you need to do to get into grad school, medical school, to land a job, whatever the case is. And that's kind of what we're here for. And that concludes the presentation. I did it pretty quickly. So if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and use the chat feature. I do see that Brianna has been helping out. So the Honors College study abroads, the way it works is I do see some chats here. So it's about a month long, okay? If you go to our website, honors.fiu.edu, and you click on the study abroad tab, it will say how long exactly each study abroad is. So in the spring semester, you take a class about the country, and then in the summer for about a month, you're in that country. The only one's a little bit shorter is the Costa Rica one. But the typical study abroads for FIU tend to be about 2 weeks, and those are just regular FIU study abroads. Honors is a little bit longer. If you're accepted to Honors College dorm, will you automatically place in Parkview? Yeah, so Parkview is an option, guys, so you don't have to dorm in Parkview. It's an option. You can also live somewhere else. We did have a study abroad program for pre-med. It was a South Africa study abroad. It has been taking a hiatus. Hopefully it comes back. But when you're a pre-med student, you really can pick whatever study abroad that you want. You know, it's not everything has to be about like pre-med and stuff like that. We had a student that did the Italy program, and they got into medical school. So once again, like not everything is necessarily about your major and things like that. Keep in mind that you should be picking things too that you're interested in if you want to do something over there as well. We do have options where you can go ahead and talk to the study abroad professor to try to get you something that you're interested in. I know Italy apparently has really good healthcare or something like that. So I know that pre-med student did some kind of research while she was there. If you're a dual enrollment in high school and you reach 60 credits, would you consider a first year transfer student, or would you still have to take freshman classes? So if you have 60 credits as a freshman or an AA, you would normally jump right into upper division with the Honors College. Is there a studio option at Parkview? So unfortunately not, there is not a studio option. There only is the private bedroom option. So you will have 3 other roommates. Studio options, that would be University Towers, I believe. And then obviously cost accordingly would be with that. Parkview seems to be based for honors. How does it work with wanting to study a major that is based on a different campus? Marine biology. Great question. So you can, if you want, depending if you're a freshman or upper division, if you want your first 2 years to be in Parkview, because usually the first 2 years of your courses will probably be at the Modesto MID campus. They do offer the general first 2 year courses also at the Biscayne Bay campus. You can also totally live in the Biscayne Bay campus. Most of the honors classes are at the Modesto MID campus. We do have online upper division honors courses as well. So that is an option. We also do offer a shuttle. So FIU offers a shuttle to and from the Biscayne Bay campus to the Modesto MID campus. It does have Wi-Fi, a bathroom. You could sleep on it, you could study on it, whatever the case is. So there definitely is opportunity for you to live at which other campus. So if you want to, your first 2 years to be at Modesto MID and then last 2 years at Biscayne Bay, you just want to stay at Biscayne Bay, you just want to take the shuttle bus the whole time, the choice is yours. So there's definitely a lot of options. Doesn't matter what campus you're at. How many courses, credits overall are you required to take if you're a part of the Honors College going in as a freshman? So it would be a total of, let's see, 6 plus 12 is 18, right? So 19 credits as a freshman, okay? That's about around where it's at. Does FIU Honors take into account any AP courses taken in high school? Yeah, so we do look at, what you've taken. Just keep in mind the Honors College application is a holistic process, okay? So there's not necessarily one GPA, one test score that we look at. And that's why we require essays. So if you have a 3.5 weighted GPA, 1140 SAT or 1140 SAT or 23 ACT, we will be looking over at your, your essays as well. And that's the thing about priority deadline, which I forgot to mention. Priority deadline is important because if you have a lower test score, you should probably be applying earlier, right? I understand like the testing stuff, we're being a little bit more flexible as far as like when you can go ahead and test or the prior deadline. So it might be like a little bit a month after, once hopefully testing gets a little bit better. That's how it works. So we do take those credits. It doesn't satisfy necessarily any honors courses, potentially lower division courses, but it wouldn't satisfy upper division courses. How does IB theory of knowledge credits play into honors college as lower division students similar? I'm not sure. I'm not an advisor. So, but when you apply to FIU, and if you are accepted to the honors college, we will look to see if you have any of those AP, dual enrollment, or any of those credits that satisfied any of those benchmarks. So that way we don't place you into a class that you don't necessarily need or whatever the case is. Does the automatic admission apply to honors? I'm not sure I understand that question. So yeah, automatic admission is for the honors college. We do have an automatic admissions application process. FIU does not have something like that. So you would have to apply to FIU, and then if you meet those automatic admission criteria for honors, you just submit an application. There's no essay or resume required, and that's what pretty much automatic admission is. I'm an accounting student. Does the honors college courses count as elective courses for business majors? Honors college courses? Yeah, so normally they do. And then once you're in the honors college, you can sit with an honors advisor and they'll tell you what classes you need or whatever the case is as far as for the honors college. Applications are only in the fall. So yes, we only have fall admission. Our application opens October 1st with a final deadline in May 1st. We kind of apply a year in advance. So for anybody that's a transfer student or a student now, you would be applying now to start in fall of 2021. Do we apply to honors scholarship or is it automatic? Yes, you have to apply to honors college scholarships. It's not automatic. If there's more information, if you're a transfer student, it has a scholarship link. And then if you go to our website, you go to honors.fiu.edu. Actually, I can just share with you the website. So this is our website. So if you go to prospective students and then you go to honors college scholarships right here, you'll see the breakdown. So you have transfer options and then you have current and newly admitted students, and then you have other resources. So these two here would be the scholarships that we offer as the honors college. If I'm in my school honors college and PTK, who would ask for letters of recommendation? So if you are in the PTK program and you're trying to get a PTK scholarship, it does list what PTK, who you should get a recommendation letter from. So this one would be your PTK advisor. Okay. Where is the chat box? I hate how it disappears. Okay. If you did dual enrollment classes with another college besides FIU, does FIU look at their dual enrollment? Yes. So Brianna answered that. Yes, you should be sending all your dual enrollment transcripts or any dual enrollment that you've taken to FIU. It's important. You should get credit for everything that you've done. So if you went to Miami-Dade or Broward, St. Thomas, you should send those transcripts in. Does anyone else have any questions? Let's see, I got another question. Can you leave the link here for the honor scholarship if you have it? Yeah, I don't know what link, so. Oh, and let me give you all the flyer. That's important. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you all the link in the panelists or the chat box so you guys can all have it. And then I'm also going to go ahead and give you guys all the Honors College flyer. It is interactive. It does have links and you can click on little videos. It does have the tour of Parkview as well on there. So you guys are more than welcome to watch that. We don't play it here because it's very difficult to play that video. It kind of doesn't, it loads really slow pretty much. But you guys are more than welcome to watch it on your free time. And then if you have any questions about it, you can more than welcome to email me as well. And then I just gave you all the virtual flyers, so you have that information as well. So average tuition cost lowered for the Honors College. So the tuition for Honors would be the same as if you went to FIU. So every class is the same. The Honors College, the application is free. It's free to apply, free to join, free to stay. So you would pretty much be paying the same if you're going to FIU Honors or not. Keep in mind, like I said, it's only one class. That's your honors class, and the rest of your classes are your major classes. And then obviously costs would be different if you decide to live at Parkview. If you decide to do a study abroad, then obviously those kinds of things may give you, it'd be a little bit more money. But aside from that, if you were non-honors versus a regular student and you were just taking classes, it's the same cost. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming and joining us. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you found some of my jokes funny. After this is the scholarship info sessions. I think you guys should go ahead and join that. FIU has some great scholarships to offer. You guys have my Instagram is FIU Honors Join, so please go ahead and follow me. And like I said, you can DM me with any questions that you have. I'll follow you back. hcadmissions@fiu.edu is the email address that I have. And you guys also have that virtual flyer that has videos and things like that and does a little recap of what Honors has to offer. With that said, thank you all so much for being here and joining. Feel free to reach out and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.